Welcome to Record-ology.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. Okay, today we are going to do my top 5 favorite record players. Now, there are a couple of requirements for this list. First of all, I'm not ranking them in order. So these are in no particular order. These are just equally in the top 5. Second, these are record players that I have physically interacted with. So you're not gonna see anything that looks like this. Although that is very cool, and I would love to review one of those someday. Not gonna be on this list. So our channel, our group, our family here is focused on beginner, entry-level, affordable record players. As you know, guys, I always look on the positive side. So I look for all of the good features, all of the best things about any record player that I review. But if it doesn't meet the standard, then I'm not going to recommend it to you. So these have to be record players that are a good quality, that are a great quality, something that'll last you, something that'll be enjoyable. And a lot of times it's good to have somebody that has touched it and seen it and played with it to be able to tell you those things. If you're buying it online, you know, before you buy it, you want to know what it's going to be like so you're not disappointed. So these are turntables that I have personally played with, experimented with, tested, etc., etc. So these are all Record-ology approved turntables. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Top 5 turntables in no particular order. The first one we're going with is the Victrola 6-in-1 mid-century turntable. This is a beautiful all-in-one unit with a very unique styling, and I love this thing. It's in my bedroom, and it's really cool at night to have it lit up and just playing some music softly. This one strikes me, as a lot of the all-in-ones do, as a beautiful piece of furniture, something that you can put in your home and have it be considered really furniture, not just electronics. So the aesthetic quality is definitely a piece of it. However, this Victrola has great build quality as well, and I feel that it's got a lot of good features. So you can stream Bluetooth to it, you can listen to records, all 3 speeds, you can play tapes on it, radio, you name it. This thing will do it all. It's a beautiful, beautiful unit, and I think it's a great next step from the 6-in-1 that we reviewed previously, which is also a great unit, and if we were doing the top 6 to 10, it would definitely be in there as well. I just prefer the styling on the mid-century one a little bit more. So that is definitely on the list. Next up is the Crosley C100. And you've seen this a lot on the channel. I consider this my main turntable a lot of the time. It is a beautiful, beautiful machine. And it has been engineered and designed to perfection, in my estimation. It's got a great build quality. It's heavy, it's big, it's fully manual. It's got every manual feature and control that you would desire. It really gives you, and it really delivers on that idea of a completely tactile experience. So you can set your counterbalance, you can set your anti-skate, you can, speed select, it's got the F45 adapter, it's got a strobe. It's just a really fun record player, and the sound is phenomenal. That's a belt-driven turntable, stereo, of course. All of these are going to be belt-driven actually on this list, and I have, as you've seen on the channel, talked about and experimented with direct drive as well, which I think is cool. Just so happens that these ended up being the top ones, all belt-driven turntables. Okay, moving right along is the AudioTechnica LP60. This thing blew my mind. This is pretty much by popular demand. It's an extremely popular turntable. This is a turntable that the vinyl snobs will tell you is acceptable to them, and something that they will say won't damage your records. Although I got a secret for you, if you haven't heard it from me 100 times by now, none of these are going to ruin your record. Even a suitcase player won't ruin your records, people. It just doesn't happen. They track heavier, meaning that the tone arm and the stylus is pushing down heavier, so they'll wear out your records faster perhaps. But are you going to notice that? Unless you're playing this thing 1,000 times in a year, I don't think you're going to notice it. So anyway, let's get that out. But the LP60 is even acceptable to the vinyl snob, and it's certainly acceptable to me as well. This is fully automatic. I mean, it's push button. You know, I love the tactile interaction that you have with, say, a C100 or the bigger brother, the LP120 by AudioTechnica as well. But I really love the LP60's complete automatic approach. Push button start, push button stop, and it's super compact. And again, great build quality. I thought it was fantastic, and the sound was great. It really, really sounded good. Those AudioTechnica magnetic cartridges are phenomenal. So I definitely recommend that. You can upgrade on some of these turntables. I believe the LP60 you can as well. I believe that's the case. Don't quote me on that, but I believe you can upgrade that as well. But a lot of these, like the C100, you can just, you know, it's got a standards-based head shell assembly, so you can slap on any cartridge that you want. So for instance, on the C100, I put on the Ortofano M5E, which I think is a great sounding stylus. Is it drastically different than the one that came on it, the AudioTechnica one? No. It sounds, you know, good. It's maybe slightly better, but so much of this is, you know, subjective. You know, your personal taste may be different than mine, and that's fine. Okay, moving right along, next record player on the list is the Crosley C8, which we recently reviewed. Guys, this turntable is awesome. I took the C100 out of the office, which is the music room slash multi-purpose room where the record player normally sits. And like I've told you before, don't do a lot of shows from inside of there because the lighting isn't as good. But the C8 is king of the hill right now. I've got that hooked up as the main record player. Guys, that thing sounds so good. It's noticeably, it's like the AudioTechnica LP60, where you notice that the sound quality is different. It's just fuller. It's more punchy. It's got a great sound. Another AudioTechnica cartridge on there, moving magnetic. It also has some really great features. It's belt driven, and it's got that cool cog on the outside. So kind of like the U-turn orbit, where it's being powered from the outside rather than under the platter, which is cool because I just like to see the belt and whatnot. It's got some great designs in terms of the different elements that make up the turntable. A lot of aspects of it I think are very well designed. Really great build quality, phenomenal sound, a lot of metal parts, anodized knob, a lot of metal parts on that thing. I mean, it's just, that is a great turntable, you guys. I highly recommend it. So yeah, that's definitely on the list. I would highly recommend all of these. Next one we have is the Victrola 1950s record player, which is right back there. Guys, that is so fun. That one is all about fun. It's about the aesthetic. It's about the design. It's got good build quality. It's got good sound. It's got a lot of great features. It's pretty much an all-in-one unit. It doesn't have a tape player, but besides that, Bluetooth, radio. I believe that one has AM, FM radio. Maybe only FM. But it's got a lot of great features, you guys. And it's fun. It's a good extra record player, or it'd be a great first and primary record player too. But we've got it right here in the kitchen. And so, like every normal record player person, you know, I want a record player in the kitchen. Why not, right? And so it's really cool sometimes to put on a record while you're doing dishes or something. I think it's really cool. So that's a great unit. Highly recommended, you guys. And they're extremely popular. That's a new unit. As of the filming of this, the red one is sold out on Amazon. It's on back order. The other colors are available. You can get it in 4 colors. I think black, teal, I think there's a dark blue, and a red. And my wife wishes we got the red one, but I got the black one. It's cool. It's awesome. I love it. So highly recommended, you guys. That is the 5th record player on the list. So again, to recap, top 5 record players recommended by Record-ology are the Victrola 6-in-1 mid-century unit, the Crosley C100, the AudioTechnica LP60, the Crosley C8, and the Victrola 50s retro record player. Now, I have an honorable mention, okay? This record player was my very first record player, and I've mentioned it before, I think on a live show, but I love this thing. This was my very first record player, and it has huge sentimental value. I don't have it anymore. I wish I did. They come up for sale on Craigslist and on eBay from time to time. One of these days, I'm gonna have to pick one up and do a review on it just for fun. But it was designed for pudgy little fingers like mine, and you know, it's rough and tough, and it's got a plastic platter, and I remember touching the needle a lot with my fingers, which is, you know, terrible to do, but it still worked every day. It was a great unit. I wonder who made, I think somebody told me once who made those, but it's by Fisher-Price, 1978. I don't think it has a model number. It's just a Fisher-Price 1978 record player. That's when it came out. My mom got it for me from a garage sale or something, and I just loved that thing. And I listened to stacks and stacks of records on that. My dad was actually a DJ back in the day, and so we had a literal stack of 45s, and I would go through that. I'd touch them. I had no knowledge whatsoever of how to properly care for records, and you know, these were pretty beat up to begin with, and I just had a blast. My all-time favorite record was Elvira. I loved Elvira. In fact, my parents took me to see the Oak Ridge Boys in concert when they came to town when I was a very little kid, and I fell asleep through the entire thing except for Elvira when that song came on. So, all right, guys, there it is. Now, I want to know from you, what are your top 5 record players? Comment down below. Give me a list. They can be in order, or they can be not in any particular order like mine were. I want you to put your list together for me below. And maybe if we get enough responses, we can tally it up and present like an average. So Record-ology viewers' favorites. Maybe we'll do a show about that. So comment down below, guys. Tell me if I'm out of line on all these record players or any other record players. And tell me what I forgot. I know I forgot or neglected to include some good record players, or at least one good record players. And I know there's a lot more out there that I just haven't got around to reviewing yet. So hopefully we'll get to more of them. I know we will, at least some of them in the future. Guys, I appreciate you being out there so much. Hey, do you know what? I'm going live here in the next 48 hours or so, and I don't want you to miss it. So hit subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss the notification when I go live. And yeah, I'll see you there. I got some cool stuff coming up. We're gonna do some giveaways. We're gonna do some surprises. The channel's really growing now and picking up steam, and I owe it all to you. I cannot believe that we have this many people that want to share in our love for records. I think that's awesome. So thank you wherever, whenever you're watching this. Just thank you so much for being there. I truly, truly appreciate it, and I want to get you involved. So comment down below, guys. Share it out, like it, and like I said, subscribe if you haven't done so already. All right, guys, as always, happy record hunting. I hope you enjoyed. Wait. You know, before we go, have you noticed that, you know, whatever I say kind of pops up over here? And I have heard that there's this new software that will allow it to happen automatically no matter what you say. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to maybe play around with this a little bit. So let's see. Hubcap. Okay. Bacon. Ketchup bottle. I don't know how it works, you guys. That's pretty impressive. So I'm just kidding. You guys know that's not how it works, but it's fun to pretend anyway. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being out there. Happy record hunting. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching Record-ology. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss a single thing.
I am the Edison phonograph. The more you become acquainted with me, the better you will like me. Ask the dealer.